On. Good evening. Good evening to everyone who is coming in the room. We are excited to have you as always on Monday Night Live. I see some familiar folks, but as you enter, if you don't mind, just if you could drop in the chat who you are, where you're from. We want to know who we are talking with. We see some very familiar names, but we also see some new names. So if this is your first time here tonight, we want to make sure that you definitely put your name in the chat and tell us how you found out about tonight's gathering. We are happy that you found your way here. You could be anywhere on a Monday night, but we are grateful you decided to hang out with us for the time that we have together. So we're just going to keep going while we let these folks in the room. I see more people coming in. So please, please, please feel free to come in. For those of you who are here for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome to Monday Night Live, where we meet once a month on a Monday, usually the fourth Monday. But because we have a fifth Monday, we decided to get together on the fifth Monday because we had some exciting news to break. We meet at 7 p.m. Eastern. So wherever you're calling in from, let us know where you're calling in from or where you're zooming in from. This is our communal space for all things dfree, all things money. We get very excited about conversation with you. So that chat is always open and active. And as we get started for the first timers, we always like to go over our housekeeping rules. First of all, we ask that you remain muted while you're on because this helps to minimize the distractions and reduce the amount of microphone feedback. However, if you wish to join the conversation, we invite you to unmute yourself and join the conversation. When you came in, you saw that you got a notice saying that the session was being recorded. They are being recorded and are available through our website, which is dfreefoundation.org, or you can find us on YouTube. We record these conversations because we know we hit quite a few time zones, and we want to make sure that this information is available to others and that you can share with folks that happen to miss us tonight. Again, I'll mention that the chat is always open. Throughout tonight's conversation, you may have a question. If you do, feel free to put them in the chat. We're going to do our best to address all of them. Sometimes we wait till the end of our conversation, but if it's something that's germane to the conversation, just bring it on in and have that conversation while we're talking. So please, if you don't know where the chat feature is, it's located at the bottom of your screen. If you scroll down there, there's a nice little box that allows you to talk. And so we invite you to enter your questions in the chat. That's also our amen corner as well as our networking corner. So feel free to engage in the chat. If we drive down your lane tonight and something feels good to you, we invite you to just go ahead and say amen or say that's just what I'm talking about or whatever it is you'd like to add to the chat. We also have a raised hand feature that we engage. The raised hand feature is also located at the bottom. If you raise your hand, it helps to bring you to the front of the line, and we're able to add you to the conversation based on that. So again, those are our housekeeping rules. But before we get started, I just want to introduce tonight's guest, but we're going to pause after I do the introduction. The first person is no stranger to any of us. It is our CEO and chair, Dr. DeForest B. Soaries Jr., the CEO and chair of dfree Global Foundation, that is with us tonight. Hello, Dr. Soaries.
Hello, good evening, good evening. I see Takesha from Newark. So excited about that.
Yes.
And I see Jerusha from Newark. This is wonderful. But I saw Gardine Wilson. Is he still here? From
Yes.
North Carolina. Gardine Wilson. I saw him a couple of weeks ago in Atlanta, and just his presence is inspiring. That's a brother that's really about helping our people achieve financial freedom. Good to see you, Guardian. And of course, JL Seymour is a regular. Good to see you, JL. But I'm excited about tonight. I didn't know I was going to be here tonight, but I was told I had to be here, so I'm here. And we are honored. Let me just say this, just in case I don't get another word in edgewise, because you talk mighty fast, Reverend Sutton. This Dr. Angela Garrettson is our host for this year's FinFest at New Jersey Institute of Technology. Now, I've been around higher education for a long time. I've been familiar with New Jersey Institute of Technology, and just from the sound, Institute of Technology, you get a sense of what kind of culture exists in that institution. This woman has mastered the art of making sure the community of Newark and surrounding area really benefits from having this Institute of Technology right in the middle. You know, a lot of times these prestigious institutions are in the middle of our neighborhood and they have no connection to the neighborhood. They bring no value to the neighborhood. They're of no benefit to the neighborhood. They drive in, and drive out. But Dr. Garrett said, let me tell you that in all of my years of working with institutions like NJIT, you have distinguished yourself as being a leader, a creative force, and a passionate advocate for connecting our community to the kind of resources your school has. And I just want to tell everybody who will hear it, thank you, thank you, thank you for your leadership. Now, it was Councilman Crump, the president of the Newark City Council, that introduced us to you. And he told us, I didn't really believe him, because politicians have a way of exaggerating, I didn't really believe that NJIT was as welcoming as it is because all I knew was NJIT. But when we met you, it was clear that Councilman Crump has brought us to the right place. And Councilman Crump, I don't know if anyone told you, but we named you the chairman of this event.
I
You're
didn't
the
know.
president of the council, but you're the chairman of FinFest. And thank
I'm
you.
honored.
I told my team this morning, we are only back in Newark this year because of Councilman C. Lawrence Crump, the son of one of my dear friends, former council president Mildred Crump, who's gone on to eternity. And you have picked up the mantle of the Crump legacy, and you are doing a marvelous job. I just have one word of warning for you, Councilman Crump. Make sure when people call your name, they get the C right, because if you're not careful, the C could turn into a T, and then we get a whole different ball game. So let's make sure we say Crump with an emphasis on the C all the time.
Can I say, Dr. Swords, it has happened several times, and I've had to duck just to make sure.
Well, none of my people will make that mistake. I promise you, none. The dfree team knows the difference between Crump and non-Crump. But welcome. Thank you, Reverend Sutton, for your fine work. And that's all I have to say tonight. I'm going to listen in, and I'm going to breathe and learn how to relax because I'm under a lot of stress right now.
Oh, boy.
And
I don't want you to be
I'm going
stressed.
to take notes to find out what you all say that gives me an assignment. All right.
Right. It's coming, it's coming. Well, thank you. Dr. Soares did an excellent introduction of our two guests, and you'll be hearing from one of the two a little bit later. Unfortunately, Dr. Garrettson is not feeling well, and so we're going to spare her, but we appreciate her coming on and showing her lovely face, and also the support that NJIT has given us. But as you know, we do start off with a moment of centering, a moment of setting our day and setting intention, and we're honored to have with us once again Martin Soares, who is going to take us through a breath work exercise. And so if you're just coming in and you're hustling, bustling from work and you're trying to transition into this call, then we invite you into this space. And I transition right now to Martin Soares.
Thank you, Reverend Sutton. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me again. It's always a pleasure to drop in for a few minutes with our Monday Night Live crew with a little bit of breath work so we can slow down, relax a little bit, and find the center. I am a certified online breathwork facilitator. I became certified only because I wanted more information about this breathing stuff. And I started my meditation journey about 5 years ago. And the more I meditated and the more it worked for me, and the more I noticed things changing, the more I realized that it was really just the changing of my breathing patterns. And so I started looking into more information about breathing, took a course to become certified as a breathwork facilitator, really because I just wanted information, but the certification just happened to come with it. I've been doing this work mostly with young basketball players, and other people have observed me doing this work with basketball players and started inviting me to do it with just anybody. So here I am tonight, and I'm glad to share this with you. Anyone who has been on Monday Night Live, one of these sessions over the last few months, you may be familiar with how we do this. We're not doing anything crazy. We're not going for too long, probably about 5 to 7 minutes. Hopefully nobody is driving, although you can do this while driving. Just obviously do not close your eyes, but you can start to notice your breathing pattern even while driving. I encourage everyone who's here, Angie, Josh, our people in Ghana, Reverend Sutton, I told you no more ducking the smoke. You need to drop in as well. Dr. Garrettson, I know you're not feeling well, but as long as you got some breathing pathways, you should be good. And Mr. Crump, I know you need it with all the work you're doing. So I just encourage everybody who's on here, if this is the first time in your day, the first time the week just started, but it may be the first time this year, maybe the first time in your whole life, I want you to just start to settle into where you're seated. And when I say settle in, I mean drop the shoulders. Sometimes our shoulders are up and they're tense and we feel tension. I mean, drop them, let them go. Just start to feel the chest relax. Drop the shoulders. Drop your hands wherever they feel comfortable, maybe at your sides, maybe place them on top of your knees, wherever you feel that you can kind of just start to settle in and drop in. Drop the shoulders, drop the tension, the space between your eyebrows. You might have your forehead clenched. Let that go. Your jaw might be clenched. Just start to let that go. So start to feel from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet. Just want you to take this time to start to really just drop. Just maybe it's a quick exhale, like, just feel yourself start to let it go. Maybe you clench up, maybe your shoulders come up, and then you intentionally just drop them. Just drop that off. Just start to let that go. And as we drop, you might start to drop the eyelids, close your eyes. You may not want to close them all the way. Maybe you leave a little slither of space at the bottom of your eyes, just so it doesn't feel forced. We don't want anything to feel forced or rushed here. So the main thing that we do here is we find a coherent breathing pattern. The most disturbing thing that I've learned is that almost all of us, our friends, our coworkers, our moms, dads, siblings, loved ones, sons, daughters, grandsons, granddaughters, we are all breathing too much, too fast. The average time it takes us to take one breath, inhale, exhale, is 3.3 seconds. That is too fast. Just by that pace, we are overworking our entire system, cardiovascular, our stress response system. How many of us know that we have a stress response system built into our nervous system, which we can activate and manipulate and help it to do its thing? That's something I'm looking to master. So when I'm stressed, my system can respond in a way that doesn't make me more stressed. So what we're about to do for the next few minutes is a way to activate and tap into that stress response system, what people way smarter than me talk about as the parasympathetic nervous system. So now as you're just dropped in, maybe your eyes are closed, maybe you're settled in, and with your mouth closed, I just want you to start noticing the breath in through the nose and the breath out through the nose. If you have to breathe out through the mouth, that's okay too. But I just want you to notice it. Just start by noticing the cold air that's coming in through the nose and the warm air that comes out through the nose or exhale out through the mouth. Not rushing, just starting to notice at what pace you're breathing at. I'm going to guide you through the next few minutes of just starting to slow down the pace of our breath. So this might be a little different. You might not be used to being still, feeling calm, feeling relaxed, but for the first time, maybe all day, I just want you to drop off any tension, any feelings, any thoughts, and let's just put it all into the breath. So in a few seconds, we're going to start on an inhale together, and I'll guide you through. And inhale through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Feel that cold air coming in. Exhale. Drop the shoulders. Relax the hips. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale. Let it go. 4, 3, 2. You're doing great. Couple more. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let it go. 4, 3, 2. One more. In. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And for the next couple breaths, just notice the cold air that comes in and the warm air that comes out on the exhale. Follow that exhale all the way down. Drop the shoulders. Drop the tension in the forehead and the jaw. Let the next couple breaths be fully present. In through the nose, out through the nose. And as you take one or two soft, calm breaths at your own pace, just reminding you that you can slow down at any time. You can use this practice to slow down your thoughts, to slow down time, to prepare for a difficult conversation, a difficult task. At any time, you can drop in and use your own breath. Has to be genuine, has to be at your own pace. But you always have access to this tool for anything that challenges you going forward. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I hope you got something from it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Martin, for always settling us. I never thought of using my breath work as a tool. So I'm thanking you for setting that up for us. And even, before a difficult conversation, or even when dealing with money and our finances and other things that stress us out. So we're grateful for you. As always, there are always people sending me messages one-on-one for your information. So if you could put that in the chat, so that we can practice breath work with you in future. And I hope, see, look at that was great. You're the gift that nobody knew we needed. And so we're grateful for you and how you always, like I said, center us for our Monday Night Live conversations and for life. So thank you for the gift that you have and the study and the work that you put into your craft. Everyone, Martin Stories, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So as we start to transition into our conversation, we're grateful for Martin, but we're also grateful for C. Lawrence Crump, the council president for the city of Newark. We're going to start our conversation with a very short video so that you can kind of see what we're talking about tonight and see I've slowed down. So Dr. Sori should be very pleased. Martin, you have that effect on me. So let's get ready to see this video and then we'll jump into our conversation with C. Lawrence Crump.
What are you waiting for? Are you trying to figure out how to manage your money during this financial climate? Well, check out FinFest 2025, Wealth Protected by Health, on April 26th at NJIT Campus Center in Newark, New Jersey. A free financial festival created just for you. This is your chance to hear from real financial experts on how to manage your money. Registration is open. Visit FinFest at dfree.com.
All right. What a wonderful way to set up what we are about to discuss. FinFest 2025. We are excited to have FinFest 2025 in the city of Newark. But as Dr. Sori's mentioned, there was one catalyst as to why we started there. There was one inspiration. There was one man that said we needed to come to Newark. And that is found in the person of Council President Crump. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dr. Sutton.
Oh, I love it. The promotion. You hear that, Dr. Sori? So tell us, why Newark? Why are we in the city of Newark? How did we end up there?
So it coincidentally, I just happened to be, my son goes to Phillips Academy Charter School, and they set up a program there for the FinFest, miniature version of the FinFest there. And I was just amazed at what was going on. I was amazed at the resources and information that was provided for adults, and even more particularly amazed at what you provided for the children. You know, I say this often when I'm speaking, particularly about finances and FinFest now, is I wish I knew back then what I know now financially. I was looking at some investments the other day, and it said in 40 years it would be worth X amount. I said, I don't have 40 years left now, so I wish I knew 40 years ago or even 30 years ago, and things might have been different for me. And for a lot of people, I think it just struck me. I think I look at, to me, the health and wealth of our community is essential. And I think what we have to do is do whatever we can to provide those resources to our community. A lot of times things aren't open to us, particularly in urban communities. And this just struck me. I mean, I saw Dr. Soares that day and I said, oh, let me get your number because we need to bring this to Newark. And I harassed him for what I think 2 or 3 years. I kept on. I said, oh, when are we going to? The minute he said, let's meet, I drove down there that a couple of days later and met with him. And that was the beginning of this amazing journey. And I'm just so excited to work with you, Dr. Soares. You've always been a visionary. My mom always spoke highly of you all the way back to your days as board members for the Y. Going back then, and so it's just an honor to be able to work with you on this event in Newark.
Yeah, we are super excited to have you. And yes, I was privy to that meeting, and I got to tell you, you did act quickly. And so we were very excited about that. The other thing is that in working with you, because this FinFest stuff doesn't happen overnight. We've been talking about this for quite some time. I think we got started. It was warm outside when we got started, right, Dr. Stories, maybe? Or was it right after the first the FinFest in Long Branch?
Right.
Yeah, it was like immediately after that. And I got to tell you that Council President Crump has not only sunk his teeth in, but he's been present. We meet every week, every meeting we've had. He's been in person. He is very engaged in what we do. It matters to him. There are a lot of people that do things in name or bring programmings to cities just to kind of, add it to their resume or put it on their program. But you are so engaged and your energy is contagious, as evidenced by the wonderful mobilization meeting we had last week. Can you talk about who you brought to the table and why you thought it was important for them to be partners in what it is that we're doing?
Yeah, just before that, though, let me say that it's worse than that. We have been invited to cities. We've been doing this 20 years now. Not this event, but we've been doing financial freedom for 20 years. We have been invited to cities by people who wanted us to come to the city and do all the work. That's the point. The point is you didn't just ask us to come to Newark, introduce us to Dr. Garrettson, and then go on vacation.
Right.
You have taken this as your event. And you see, the whole dfree model is to work through leaders with their people. This is not an organization that's trying to get 1 million people to be our people. We work with leaders, whether they're education leaders, religious leaders, political leaders. We bring the resources that we want leaders to use to empower their people. So we're not in competition with anybody. We place all of our gifts, our talent, our resources, our content into the hands of leaders. And when leaders do as you've done, Councilman Trump, that's what we live for, because we're not trying to build our brand. We're trying to help leaders empower their people.
Yeah, that was such an important point, Dr. Stories. I'm glad you entered that. So Council President Crump, because you have done that, because you've touched on everything that we do, you've been so intricately involved. I was mentioning the mobilization meeting. I was trying to convey to the team this morning about how important it was and how you had all the right folks in the room. But I think that speaks to your leadership, because we've had people invite folks and they don't show up. So just tell us a little bit about what that process was and why you felt some of the partners needed to be at the table and why they should be a part of what we're doing.
Well, I think it's just extremely important that, we have a lot of organizations in our city, and a lot of organizations that are all in silos doing certain work. And what this mobilization meeting to me was about bringing everybody together. It was about giving them an opportunity to be a part of a community partner and be a part of something that I think is huge, a movement of people gaining financial freedom, people understanding their financial footing, adults and children learning everything they can about their finances. Like I said, if I knew back when what I know now, it'd be different. And I think a lot of people in the same situation. I hope we capture a lot of the young folks. I joked before, and I said, my son, it taught my son that the ATM is not just free money coming out; it's actually dad's money. So, things like that are just extremely important in our community. And I didn't have this back when I was younger. I didn't have this opportunity. And what I did was reach out to organizations that I knew had not just community-based, not-for-profit organizations, which are extremely important and provide a lot of resources for our communities, but also for like D9, the fraternities and sororities, who not only have membership as adults, but have a lot of youth organizations and auxiliaries with them, so they can bring the youth along. I've spoken, the folks that were on there from all wards. There were people there on the meeting who run organizations from all the wards in the city of Newark, and even outside. The councilman Vic from Irvington was on. Some of the other council members are particularly council presidents want to be involved from East Orange and Hillside and Plainfield, and just a lot of folks who get it, and I think that's important. They understand, and they all decided, let's get on this call and want to join and be a partner. And I know several have reached out to you, Dr. Sutton, and I know several more. And so I'm just excited about the groundswell that's coming. It's going to be amazing, and I can't wait for that day with all the community partners who are going to be involved, who are going to be there to help facilitate. I'm struggling with my words because I really am excited about this, that it's actually coming to fruition, and it will be here April 26th.
Yes, it will. April 26th is around the corner. In fact, tomorrow starts Financial Literacy Month. So we want to invite everybody to celebrate Financial Literacy Month by learning more about your finances and learning more what we can do. But I want to tell you this, what the audience may not know is that you are a natural talent. I had the privilege of filming with you last week. But one of the things that took place are so many organic moments, stuff that we couldn't even have scripted. And that was just people on the street pulling up and saying, hello, Council President. And immediately the conversation was, hey, make sure you come to FinFest. It was so nice to see you interact with the community. And that brings me to my next point. You are not just a councilman in name. You're not just a council president in name. You don't just sit in City Hall and watch things happen. by watching the people just drive up and down the street and pull over because they saw you, it showed us that you were really engaged with the community. By bringing FinFest to Newark, can you tell us some of the things that you feel the community should take advantage of, or what things they may need in order for us to serve you properly?
Everything, everything that you're doing, the community needs to take advantage of. I'm going to talk a second about the health aspect of it. I think is critical. One of the things that I always say is, no matter how much wealth you have, if your health isn't there, what good is the wealth? So I love the fact that you married health and wealth together. Take advantage of those opportunities, of the screenings, of the information that's provided, the resources. On the health side, I think that's extremely important. And then on the wealth side, it's about figuring out what's best for you. How do you do a budget? How do you invest if that's what you want to do? How do you save? What's the amount to save? Don't forget your 10% tithe, and then you got the rest that you need to figure out what to do with. If you have a family, are you preparing for the college or the kids? Things that a lot of folks don't know about and don't hear about unless they're in a situation like, or an event like that, what's going to happen with FinFest. So that's why I'm just so excited about what's going to happen. And I keep calling Dr. Sawyer a visionary because I do believe that.
Yes.
This is something that the community desperately needs, because we just have to know where to go. I think a lot of times we don't have the opportunity, so we don't see where we can find the information. And what this does in one area is going to provide, and one day it's going to provide you with all the information you need to really go on your real financial journey, and be successful at that journey.
Oh yes, oh yes. I know you mentioned the young people quite a few times, and I'm excited about that because as I reach out to different schools within the city of Newark, everyone has already told me they have spoken to Council President Crump and they know about FinFest. So you've really been doing a lot of work in telling. I mean, I told you, as soon as I talked to Phillips Academy, oh yes, we know. We talked to Council President Crump. So thank you so much for just
Oh
leading
no,
the charge,
yeah.
especially with our young people. We are intentional about having a youth stage and youth programming for the entire
Mhm.
day. So when people walk on the campus of NJIT, which we're so excited to still have Dr. Garrettson with us, we know she's not feeling well, but you were intentional even about bringing FinFest to that campus and to be there. I know you've done work there before, but how important is it that we are on the campus of NJIT right there in the heart of Newark?
So what's great about NJIT is it's become a community uh, uh, institution of higher education. A lot of what happens for the community, what they do there. The mayor has programs there to allow students to go to school there free, from the city of Newark, and they've opened their doors. About a year ago, I hosted with NJIT a disparity study panel with the mayor, John Harmon, who else? Savanda Sumter, and several others, just to go over that disparity study. And it was just a great experience working with NJIT and Dr. Garrettson. We were able to put that together very quickly, and it was very successful. And a lot of times I always say, I got a place. When someone says something, we want to do an event. I got a place. I got a place. And then I call Dr. Garrison, and she's always open. Being from the community, it helps. And she has been a great partner to me and to the city of Newark.
Yes, we are so privileged, and thank you for the introduction. Like Dr. Soares has mentioned, she has been a class act and so helpful. In fact, she and her entire team, come together and share with us on a regular basis. And I think that this event is going to be something for the record books. Super excited about that. I know you mentioned the Divine Nine, and so in full disclosure, I'm not sure who's on the line, but we're looking at a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated in the person of Council President Crump. And then we also have, he threw it up. Did y'all see it? to be part of Divine Nine, make sure you put it in the chat. And also, Dr. Garrison is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So I expect those two organizations, being the first Divine Nine organizations to really lead the charge for our FinFest participation and volunteer work. So we're excited to have connected with them. Can you share a little bit more about the other organizations maybe that you've engaged and you've spoken to? I know you've done a lot. I've been getting calls and emails and texts and all kinds of things from folks that are excited about coming. But if you want to share just a little list of maybe perhaps some of the folks that we expect to see. And in addition to that, I know you've also mentioned quite a few Newark resources, some folks from the city of Newark that'll be a part of this. Can you just kind of lay that out for our folks?
Sure. So just to take a quick step back, I've reached out to the superintendent of schools, and I've reached out to the school board president and said, we got to support this and be involved and make sure we get those kids out. So I know they're working hard at doing that and making sure that we're hopefully putting some buses together to bus some kids over. But also we have, we talk about a lot of different organizations, not for profit, but also our religious institutions. Churches, mosques, and that's why I've reached out to the head of the interfaith movement in the city of Newark. It used to be run by Councilwoman Scott Roundtree, now by Bishop Jones, and to make sure that we include, because everybody needs financial advice. Everybody needs it, whether they admit to it or not. Everybody should learn how to build a budget. Everybody should know how to save money. Everybody should know how to invest. And we don't want to just alienate or leave out certain groups. So we've invited them to be a part of it. Organizations in Newark, such as, and some of you would know these names, United Community Corporation. I've reached out to the YMCA, Michael Bright. I reached out to Institute for Social Justice, and other organizations in the North Ward, Lavaz, and just a number of organizations that have literally boots on the ground every day. But we can only help people so much if we don't give them the resources so that they can go further. And I think it's important, it's so important that as many organizations as I can touch and will continue to reach out to become a part of FinFest. Because it's a I won't say a one-time deal, but it's an amazing opportunity, just an amazing opportunity to have all that information and all those resources in one area, and so that's what excites me more than anything. And I'll probably be one of those folks with a bag going around to the tables, talking to folks, getting information, and maybe one-on-ones with some folks. Just take an opportunity. And I hope those who are on this call today and those who I reach out to are also going to take advantage of this.
Yes.
One of my commitments to both Dr. Garrison and you, Mr. Crump, Councilman Crump, is to make sure the resources are really available. There are a lot of events around the country that are aimed at Black people.
Right.
And they almost always cost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And even financial events. I always wonder, how can you charge somebody $200 and $300 and say you're trying to help them financially? If I have $300 to attend a workshop about money, I probably don't need the workshop about money. I mean, and so what we are able to do is to get partners. We talked about partners, community partners, church partners, but if it weren't for Prudential and RWJ Barnabas, we couldn't do this for free. We'd have to sell tickets and hope people buy the tickets, and it would just be stressful. But Prudential not only contributes financially, but Prudential also contributes their staff, their financial advisors. I gave a shout out earlier to a Prudential financial advisor from North Carolina, Gardine Wilson. And that's unusual because they don't come to sell Prudential products. They come to help people begin the process of sorting out their financial journey. The most important thing about financial freedom is to get started and to know where you are and to assess where you are. And so I can't tell you how valuable Prudential is now. And Prudential is not only doing this just because it's Newark. But because it is Newark, Prudential is going to put things into this event that it doesn't do in other cities. And then RWJ Barnabas, Beth Israel Hospital is an RWJ Barnabas hospital. Clara Mass in Belleville is an RWJ Barnabas hospital. Jersey City Medical Center. We have another Essex County Hospital. Cooperman used to be St. Barnabas. And RWJ Barnabas is bringing all kinds of staff. They've got speakers, they've got activities for kids, and they are bringing resources, people to do work, and they put in money. And without those major, we have some smaller, when I say smaller, I mean smaller in the amounts they give. Provident Bank, there's another bank, New York, the Federal Home Loan Bank of New York, a couple other sponsors that are giving smaller amounts of money, but RWJ Barnabas and Prudential are paying for everything. They pay for the speakers, they pay for the food, they pay for their own workers to come. And so I can't leave them out and let people know how we're able to do this for free. This is not a gimmick. This comes through partnerships who sponsor this event because they believe not only in us, but they believe in the potential of the people in the city of Newark.
Such an important point, Dr. Soares. I thank you for bringing that to everyone's attention. I just want to make sure everybody understood that Dr. Soares said everything is free. We, thanks to NJIT, free parking. We have free admission, free food, free resources, free. Dr. Soares, can you just highlight a little bit about what owning your day looks like and some of our folks that we're going to have at FinFest and what our theme and our focus this year is, because it's a little different from FinFest in the past. We did something special for Newark.
Yeah, in the morning, we have general sessions. We'll have a couple of doctors talk about health. As Councilman Crump said, you can't be wealthy if you're not healthy. And that's for everybody. And then we have a presentation from Prudential to talk about what you actually benefit, how you benefit from talking to a financial professional. Many times people tell us, I don't have enough money to talk to a financial professional. And the fact is, it doesn't cost anything. And the professionals who you need to help you get to the point where you have money. Then midday, I'm having a special conversation. This is just for the adults. Now, I haven't gotten to the kids yet.
Right.
For the adults, I'm having a special conversation with Karen Hunter. Karen Hunter is the Oprah Winfrey of this day. Karen Hunter speaks to more Black people every day on Sirius XM than anybody in the country speaks to Black people every day. She speaks to millions of people. She lives in Essex County. And for the first time since she's been on satellite radio, she and I are going to sit down and have a conversation to talk about strategies for surviving and thriving in this chaotic political environment. So that's the morning. Then the afternoon, we've got 3 master classes, 90-minute master classes that will teach you not just what is possible, but how to make it happen. Real estate investing, owning, starting, and buying a business, and what's the third one? Entrepreneurship, real estate, and there's a third master class. I'm getting old.
Talk about creatives, the creative space.
No, I'll get back to it. Then we have 5 workshops for seniors. If you're 55 or older, you need to be in this workshop talking about Medicaid, talking about Medicare, talking about Social Security, talking about investments, talking about 401ks. We have an expert talking to our seniors. If you are a senior, if you're about to become a senior, if you are caring for a senior, I care for my mom, she's 93 years old, and almost every week we have some kind of challenge with insurance or with some government agency.
Was it real estate, Dr. Soares?
Pardon me?
The real estate?
Yeah, it's real estate, entrepreneurship, and something else. Then for the kids, boy, this we've never done what we're about to do for young people. We have everything from cooking classes to investment classes to how to make money on social media. We've got the Budgetnista, who is Tiffany Liche. She's from Newark, has taught kids. She's one of the leading voices, not just for women and not just for Black people. She's one of the leading voices when Good Morning America wanted someone to come on to talk about how to manage your money in 2025, they called Tiffany Aliche the budgetnista. When public broadcasting needed someone other than Susie Orman to come on and talk about money, they called our Tiffany. Tiffany and I have been friends for years, and we are blessed to have her. She's from Newark. She loves Newark, and she's going to be a part of this big Newark event. We've got the Boys and Girls Club, Jack and Jill, the fraternities and sororities bringing their young people. This is going to be a major, major event. And as you said, Reverend, the food is free, the speakers are free, the giveaways are free, all because we have great partners in Prudential and in NJIT and in our RWJ Barnabas. NJIT, listen, even with Prudential and RWJ Barnabas, if we weren't at NJIT and we had to go to a hotel or to some other convention center, we couldn't do this. Because there's just, I mean, Prudential's giving us some money, but they're not giving us $3 million. And NJIT, because they are a part of this, are making this possible, even with financial supporters.
This is incredible. I'm so glad that you add color to the conversation and framing what we're going to be doing. We are super excited about it, and we want you to take full advantage of what's taking place in the city of Newark. So, Council President, I want to know if you could do your 1-minute pitch to all those in the city of Newark about coming to this event, similarly to the way we did it in the middle of the street on Broad Street. I'm gonna need you to get that fire, the shoulders going, to invite the folks that want to call, because we do have. I want to do your pitch, and then I want to add one last thing that I've been holding in my pocket that we're very excited about that we're going to be engaging with the city of Newark. So you go ahead and do your pitch real quick.
All right, here we go. All roads lead to Newark, New Jersey on April 26th, 2025. Bring your family, bring your friends. Make sure you bring your kids too. Tell everybody, because this event is a once in a lifetime experience. You are going to learn about your financial journey and how to make it successful. We hear about all these wonderful things, and Dr. Soros mentioned it, all these get rich quick schemes and this and that. But this is an opportunity for you really to learn and understand. And what I love about it is it's free. That's what's amazing too also. So there's no excuse for you not to come. You get fed, so there's no excuse for you not to come. You bring your children, and they'll be taken care of. So there's no excuse not to come. You will have everything you need there to make sure that you not only take care of your present, take care of your future, but also help take care of your children's future. So it is critical that you share this information, because I really do believe that this is going to change Newark in such a great way. So many people are going to be there, and our communities are going to learn and they're going to grow. And this is going to be like the linchpin or the starting point of it. And I'm just excited. Springboard, that's the word I was looking for. A springboard to so much that we're going to be able to do. And I just want to be able to I'm excited to be a part of it, first of all. And I just can't wait to 6 months, a year from now, for people still talking about this event. And some saying, I wish I had been there. And I will look at them and say, you should have been there. But others who were there and got that information and are moving forward and being successful with their financial journey and their health journey too. I just think it's so critical. I'm excited about it. I look forward to it. It's funny, I think I've talked more than I normally talk at a council meeting, but it just shows how excited I am about this. And I just want to thank you again, Dr. Soros, for bringing this to Newark and for your vision for dfree and for FinFest.
No, thank you, Councilman. You know, my brain came back in my head, Shonda.
Okay.
So the 3 master classes, they're very important, because these master classes aren't just information, but it's strategy. They're entrepreneurship for people who want to own or start or buy a business. The second is real estate development. We have a young brother who has bought and fixed up and sold 100 houses in just one city in New Jersey. He's a multi-million-dollar young real estate investor, and he's not coming to talk about what he does. He's coming to teach people who want to learn how to do it from A to Z, bringing his team. And the third is for creators. We have a young woman who started out as an intern at a record company and ended up being the president of Motown Gospel. She knows everything about songwriting, about publishing, about royalties. We have a lot of young creators, people who write, people who draw, people who do website design, people who do technology, and they don't know how to charge fees for their services. I've had so many people, Shonda, call me and say, you know what? I've been asked to help somebody build a website. How much do I charge them? Or I've been asked to write a poem for an event and to deliver my work. How do I charge them? We're going through all of that in a major workshop because we are now living at a time when 40% of the economy consists of creatives.
Yes.
There was a time when an artist or a poet or a music writer, you know, you met them once in a lifetime. Now everybody has creative talent and opportunities with the internet exploding, with AI speeding everything up, is very important. So that's where we are with the master classes, and then the workshops will be around issues that are informative, that you can take the information back and use it in your life. One final thing, Shonda, and that's this. I am a witness that one day, one event, one speaker, one workshop can change your life. I went to a workshop one time on real estate, and I learned so much in the workshop that at the end of the workshop, when the presenter wanted me to buy his book, I was like, you know what? I got it. I have enough now from this 3-hour workshop to go out and do what I learned. I went and I bought a house in East Orange. In fact, one of my tenants was Tisha Campbell, who was on the Martin Show. I bought Tisha's house, and her mother was my superintendent. She collected my rents. I sold that house, bought another house, sold that house, and all of my real estate, 50% of my assets today are in real estate. One, because my grandmother left me a house to get me started, but two, because I went to one workshop on one day and it was free. It was free. And people say, well, if it's free, it can't be worth much. And now I have more real estate than I'm willing to share publicly, but it came from one workshop. You could attend this one FinFest, and it can change the trajectory of the rest of your life.
That was such a great point. I'm so glad you mentioned it. I think that people run sometime from free, but I want you to understand what free means as it pertains to dfree. We are giving you the game. We're giving you the playbook for free. So please take advantage of it. But there's one more connection to Newark that we didn't mention. At the end of the day, it is culminating with a phenomenal graduation. You all have heard about Newark Women Moving Forward, which is the brainchild and the vision of the First Lady, Linda Baraka of Newark, New Jersey. And that was to bring women together in Newark to get not only out of debt, but get financially well. And so for the past year, from last Financial Literacy Month until this Financial Literacy Month, many women throughout the city of Newark, over 200, have gone through the program, have graduated, but not only have they graduated, they have testimonies, y'all. The testimonies look like this. They started businesses. They left generational wealth for their children. They bought homes. There have been so many things. And some of the women are on the call tonight. And so we're excited to have you as well, because they can tell you that Newark women truly are moving forward.
Right.
And so we're going to come together on April 26th to celebrate all of the women that are graduating. They're bringing their families. They're going to have certificates. We have keynote speakers. It's going to be a phenomenal event.
Wait. Who's the keynote speaker?
Oh, I'm sorry. Reverend Dr. DeForest B. Stories Jr.
All right.
Yeah,
leave it.
the best of the best. And they're excited about it because the women have been tagging me. We get to talk Dr. Stories, So they read this book, they've done the work in the workbook, and now they get to meet the author who's going to speak. But the biggest thing about it is not only will they have the graduation that they're inviting their families to, but their family get to take advantage of FinFest all day, and then enjoy a celebration at the end of the day. We expect the mayor to be in the building, of course, because you know that his wife probably has a lot of influence, right? Right, and getting in there. So we're looking forward to seeing Lady Baraka and just celebrating all the women in the city of Newark. That if you're one of the women that have completed the program and you're on the call tonight, please drop your name in the chat, because we want to make sure that we shout you out. I know we shouted out a couple in the beginning, but please do, because we're coming to a close with our time to get today, but we we just want to make sure that you know that that is part of our celebration. So when I say all things Newark, FinFest is all things Newark. We are ready to celebrate. We thank God for NJIT for allowing us to kind of take over the campus and be in the center, in the heart of Newark, to be able to just kind of bring everybody together. There is public transportation as well. I understand there is exactly a stop right there at Newark on the metro. What is it called in Newark? Is it the metro? Well, I don't know what the line is, but there's a stop right there. We're gonna have all that on our website, so you can go right to our website. I think our team is dropping in the chat ways to register, but we have a QR code tonight, so you can register tonight. Get your name on the list. Get in the game. We have so many giveaways. I'm gonna tell you. Last year, last FinFest, which was in November, Newark took away all the prizes, the top prizes. We gave away a prize for the individual or organization, a cash prize for the individual organization that registered and attended with most people. There was a woman from the city of Newark that brought 10 family members of all ages with her.
Yeah.
And we were able to give her money right there on the spot.
She brought her children, her grandchildren.
Right?
She brought the whole clan. Yeah, I remember that.
Absolutely. And then we had another giveaway. We had a giveaway. I mean, all the women were just fighting over this thing. They just had to have this Telfar bag that we have. And now we have a special relationship through Desiree Peterkin Bell, who is on the line with us as well, with Telfar. I mean, the Telfar. And so we had a special bag that we just had, and all the women were gawking at it. And don't you know it was a woman from Newark Women Moving Forward who won the Telfar bag? So when I say Newark showed up in Long Branch, New Jersey, and took all the prizes, we're expecting them to do even more. So we want to see you in your hometown, on your home turf. And so I'm going to put up it just in a moment, the actual registration form. So you can go ahead and register today for FinFest if you haven't already.
What are you with?
And so here
What
we
is
go.
Telfar? What is Telfar?
Anybody want to drop it in the chat? Wait. Telfar is only the hottest bag, black-owned bag company who really blew up over during the pandemic, right?
Right.
All it took was folks were buying this bag. It's like the black Birkin bag. You know what a Birkin bag is, Dr.
Good. Good.
So black-owned company we've been investing in, but during the pandemic, the people went nuts for it. Beyonce even put up the bag, and so everybody thought Telfar is going to go up so expensive, but he did.
That's it.
He kept his prices the way they were, even though she blew it up. And so people have been investing. There are all kinds of colors, all sizes. He's got clothing. I mean, it's amazing, a game changer. And so to be able to have that donation and to be able to give that is incredible for us. So you're looking at the date, Saturday, April 26th. 2025 at NJIT. Here's the flyer. Here's the QR code. Now, y'all know how to use the QR code. Now, don't take a picture of the flyer. Hover your phone over that beautiful X with all the design in it, and it'll bring you right to registration. So you can register today. We have an app that we're going to be using right there, day of, that you can just get real-time information. We have contests going through the app. We have contests. If you visit as many booths as you can win a prize. There are so many things going on at the same time. We can't begin in this 1 hour conversation to be able to share with you all of the things that are going to be happening at FinFest. So my goal is to make sure you register so you can get this thing for yourself. Again, NJIT, Saturday, April 26th. We're wrapping up. We just want to make sure that if you would love to give back to dfree Global Foundation, here are the ways you can do so. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at dfreefoundation.org. You can join our online academy at mydfree.org, and you can also register for the $1 Billion Challenge. But if you want to stay connected with us, here is the way to stay connected to us. So if you are not part of the movement, we invite you to join the movement. If you haven't taken the curriculum, we invite you to take the curriculum. But we especially want to see you at FinFest 2025. I want to thank Dr. Angela Garrettson for joining us tonight from NJIT. I want to thank Council President Lawrence Crump for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. And I certainly want to thank our CEO and founder, Dr. DeForest B. Soares Jr., and of course, Martin Soares, for always setting us off right. Thank you all for coming out tonight. You could be anywhere. We thank God that you stopped by here. Have a great night, and we'll see you on April 26th.
Thank you.
Thank
Reverend.
you.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Everybody have a great night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.